Welcome to another video which demonstrates how to perform database operations with Visual Basic.NET, MS Access Database and ADO.NET technology. Also, it describes how to transfer data from one form to another, then how to use a grid view, also to perform calculation on data inside the grid. The project folder has the mini project folder and the database. Previously, in project 1, 2 and 3 videos, I used the same database and the same Visual Studio project file. Previously, in the company database, there was a table called TBL customer. Using Visual Studio IDE, I demonstrated how to perform a data edit, delete, save, search and how to generate report using Visual Basic language. Here I am using VB.NET with Visual Studio 2019 package. You can refer my previous videos for more detail on these operations. However, without referring those videos, you can learn how to transfer data from one form to another and how to use a grid view to manipulate data and calculations. First, add a Windows form using the project menu in Visual Studio. I am using here Visual Studio 2019, but you can use any other Visual Studio package for the project. This is the form that I have created. Now, let's create the table to insert data. Here already I have TBL customer. In previous projects I have used this table for data storing. Here I am going to create TBL loan to store loan details of the customers. Here one customer can have many loans. That means there is one to many relationship in between customer and the loan. CNIC or the customer national identity card number is the foreign key which is used to connect customer and loan tables. Here you can see I am changing some properties. For the amounts, I have selected number data type, but you may use currency data type. LN int means loan interest. LN type means whether the loan is compound or normal, but this project addresses for the normal interest. LN duration means number of months or the number of days according to the procedure of the loan. If it is daily based loan, LN duration is measured in days. If it is monthly interested loan, it is months. Likewise, name of the table is TBL loan. Now, this is how I am creating the relationship between TBL customer and TBL loan. I'm enforcing the operation integrities, cascade update and cascade delete using MS Access 2013 package. This is what I expect from the project. Transfer data from one form to another and using a data grid view to manipulate data. I need some sample data. Initially, I fill the data grid view with this sample data. You can use these tables with the database and also the project. I will provide a link to download all this stuff to you. Then you can download and use them. Right, you can see on the screen there is the customer form. The form is used to navigate through each customer. In the customer form, for the selected customer, I am going to open a loan. The particular loan should be opened in the grid view according to the data available in the customer form. For that, I am using a button which is called PTN loan. When I click on the loan button as the project is running, the loan form or the FRM loan form should be opened with the data relating to the selected customer. For that, I am creating FRM loan of the FRM loan form and then using show dialog, the loan form is opened. I'm increasing the font size of the FRM loan form so that it is easy to read. Then the navigated data or the transferred data from the customer form to the loan form is going to be stored in variable declared as public. For each data field, I am using separate variables. CNAME to store the customer name, CNUM to store the customer number. Then CNIC to store the national identification number of the customer, national identity card number. The number is provided by the government. Also, a variable ctele to store the telephone number of the customer. All these data available in the customer form. When the user is clicked on the loan button in the customer form, this data should be transferred to the loan form from the customer form. To display those data, I am going to insert text boxes in the loan form. The form should be opened on the center of the screen. And the start position should be 0. The back color is going to be same as the previous form, so that in order to maintain the consistency of the color of the forms. I'm copy the back color from the customer form to the loan form. The copied data from the customer form should be displayed at the form load event of the loan form. The related code should be written in the FRM loan underscore load event. To show the data transferred from the previous form should be displayed on text boxes inserted on the loan form. These are those text boxes to be used to display data coming from the customer form. These data are available in the loan form in public variables. The purpose of this data to identify the customer on the loan form, because the loan data are available in the form relating to the selected customer. The selected customer's data already available in the customer form, but in the loan form. To display those data, I have to use form controls such as labels and text boxes. The public data are stored on text boxes on FRM loan form. These four statements are executed at the form load event of the FRM loan. Now you can see the output for the selected customer. It is the first task of this project, part 4. This is how the data transferring occurs. Now let's insert a grid view. It is very useful control to use a data grid view in data manipulation projects. If one particular record need to store another set of records, for example, set of items, set of loans, set of installments, the data grid view is the appropriate tool. In supermarkets, to display the items that a customer bought from the shop, the data grid view is commonly used. To fill the loan data for the selected customer, I am using here a method fill grid. Then I am using the objects available in ADO.NET technology inside the namespace system.data.oldb. For the database operations, I have to declare here connection object, command object, data adapter, object, data set, I have already declared the connection object you can see on the screen, which is inside the module 1 in the submain method. This project is starting with that method. This is the structure of the ADO.NET. You can watch my previous videos to understand these things. For now, I should write the code after the connection is opened. The declared command object and the connection object relating to the ADO.NET have to be used here with the data adapter object. First, I introduce my connection to the database to the command object using the name of the command object dot connection property. The assigned variable is con. That means the connection object, it is the con. Then to the same command object I am declaring the command text, which is an SQL statement to retrieve data from the table, which is TBL loan. I am retrieving data here about the loan assigned to the selected customer on the customer form. The selected data should be introduced to the data adapter. Then new data table object should be created to store data in the RAM. The DT loan grid object, which is data table, is filled with fill method of the data adapter. I am introducing here another variable VW loan as data view, which is used to assign data to the data grid view using the data table. This is the fill grid method. Now I am going to call the method when the loan form is opened. You can see the grid is filled. To manipulate data inside the grid, the form controls should be inserted to the loan form. These controls are relating to the fields in the TBL loan table. You can arrange the controls according to the sequence that you are following to submit data in the TBL loan table. It is a good programming practice to set tabs. It is easy to user to fill the form using the keyboard with some shortcuts. You may arrange the controls with the tab index to make it easier to submit data. The technique I am going to use to fill the forms using the grid view is double click the related record in the grid view. When I double click on a record in the grid, the related data should be available in the form controls that I am inserting now. Then I can edit and delete those data. To insert a new record, add and save buttons are going to be used. To select the interest type as with a normal or compound, two radio buttons are used in the form. Then to select the date of loan, date time picker control is used. Customer can keep something as evidence to the settlement of the loan with the loan provider. That evidence is called the guarantee type. It can be either a land, a vehicle, or whatever property. After settlement of the loan, the customer can have those things back again. That is what the guarantee type, and the guarantee amount means the value of the guarantee item. There should be a label for the loan ID. I am inserting here the label for the loan ID. I made some arrangement to the form controls. Then to load the guarantee type, here I am using a table which stores only guarantee type ID and guarantee type. The data should be something land, vehicle, a kind of property. These data will be shown in the drop down list on FRM loan form, which is to be selected as the guarantee. Again, I am using the ADO.NET technology with the command object, data adapt object, data set object. Hereafter, I am going to use those objects for the other data manipulations also. I have to introduce the connection string to the command object cmloan. Then the command text property should be initialized. It is an SQL statement. Select all data from guarantee type table. Then those command text should be linked with the data adapter. Then using fill method of the data adapter, I fill the data table called dt guarant. Then using dt guarant data table, I am filling the CBO guarant type combo box. Now it works. In the button panel for data manipulations, add, edit, delete and save. Name of those buttons are btn add, btn edit, btn delete and btn save. Now the data available in the grid view is going to be edited and deleted. To select the particular record in the form controls, right, I used the cell content double click method on the data grid view. When I double click on a particular record, the data on the record should be available in the form controls. If the double click is not happen correctly, the message is displayed. It is please double click. Please double click on a value. It works. The user has to double click on the particular record to display the data on form controls. Then user can edit or delete. To perform addition and deletions, again ADO.NET is going to be used. Here also the command text is given the data in the DBL loan table according to the selected record in the grid view. The selected record is uniquely identified with INT loan ID. The INT loan ID stores the value of the loan ID when the user double clicks on the grid view. Here you can see the loan ID is the new data set filled with the data adapter. Then an integer variable symbol m is used to record or the stores the last index or the index of the last record in the data set, which is called loan ID. A data row variable is declared to refer the records in the data set. Using the data row object, the controls in the loan form is filled. In these statements, on left hand side there are form controls, in right hand side there are the items or the columns of the selected record of the data set. The name inside double quote should be given as it is in the DBL loan table. Now you can see the double clicked record is displayed on form controls. There are some error names given inside brackets. Now it is okay, right? Now I'm going to perform some database operations or the data operations on data available in the grid view to edit and delete data Also, to submit new data, I am using a char type variable chdb command. This variable is given a letter when the user clicks on a button. User may click on add, edit, delete or save. Then the first letter of those words are stored in chdb command variable. When add button is clicked or after submitting data, after saving data, the form controls should be cleared. That is why here clear control method is used. Also, when some action is performed, some buttons and text boxes should be enabled true or false. For example, when add button is clicked, the save button should be enabled true. That means save button should be activated. The edit and delete buttons should be deactivated. To do those operations, the enable disable controls method is used. Now when the add button is clicked, the related save button is only the activated button. The others are enabled false. Now let's write the codes to manipulate data when the save button is clicked. First, it is set the loan type as normal or compound using N and C. To assign some command in the database operation, CM builder or the command builder object is used. Then the data adapter property of the command builder object is ADLoan. Now you can see according to the letter assigned to the CHRDB command, the database operation is determined. Using the ADO.NET technology, now you can see here how data save, edit and delete are performed. Now let's see how to get the summation of the loans taken by a particular customer. For that I am using this text box, and to sum up the each loan report I am using a for loop. Now let's see how to perform the calculation. In this way you can sum up the total of some values according to your data in the grid view in your another project. Now you can see the summation is available in the text box. Also you can add here some currency type or whatever message with text concatenation operator. Now you can see the project is completed. Now you can perform data manipulation with data grid view and also calculations. If you have any doubt or any questions, you can comment below the video. Also you can refer my previously developed video because they are interrelated. Then you can have a thorough understanding of ADO.NET technology with MS Access and VB.NET. Please subscribe my channel and share the video to be viewed by others also. Thank you for watching.